This show is brought to you by Go Live TV. Download the app now.
Joe Volpe, publisher of the Corriere Canadese, North America's only Italian-language daily newspaper, here on behalf of Go Live TV and Corriere Canadese Media Group with the comment of the day. The comment of the day is borrowed, taken from a reader who sent in this letter in response to the issues associated with the immigration programs currently under discussion, thanks to Hussen and, of course, the Prime Minister. So, Ahmed Hussen, either he doesn't like the law or he doesn't like Italians. Now, the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms states that everyone has the right to be judged in a process that adheres to the rules of natural justice, which require a hearing, unbiased adjudication, and a fair procedure. Equal treatment and fair process are principles of fundamental justice. These principles of fundamental justice are indispensable safeguards when the rights, privileges, and interests of a person are at stake. They are not abstract concepts. Rather, they can and do have a huge impact on the lives of people involved, as do the way in which proceedings are conducted. An applicant has the right to a fair and impartial hearing and to a competent and fair, impartial decision maker. But in refugee determination hearings, a person seeking status in Canada may in fact have their fundamental rights interpreted by unqualified persons. Applicants, all too often, face a breach of those rights as a result. Now, such potential breaches are increased exponentially when a person makes an application on humanitarian and compassionate grounds. The applicant is approved or denied without ever receiving a hearing. Now, how can officials assess the level of integration and the best interest of minors involved in the request if there has been no contact with them, if the officials have not had the opportunity to see them, to hear them, and without having given them the opportunity to respond to the decision maker's doubts? Denying the possibility of a hearing is not only the denial of a fundamental right, but also a violation of human rights. A decision on humanitarian and compassionate application will have a huge impact on the lives of the people involved. Very often, the applicants are fleeing from situations of abuse and violence. In the case of the Dimitri family, it's people fleeing organized crime. A return to their home country would mean a death sentence or a life in hiding from the mafia or their children in tow, with their children in tow, moving from place to place to escape the mafia's revenge. Yet, the Supreme Court of Canada has stated that Section 7 of the Charter of Rights prohibits substantive and procedural injustice in proceedings that can lead to deprivation of a person's life, freedom, or security. The Dimitri's humanitarian and compassionate application was also rejected without the family receiving a hearing. Unfortunately, it seems that the Minister of Immigration, Ahmed Hussen, has set aside the principles of fundamental justice, at least in their case. It appears that Canadians may have erred in trusting that a former refugee like him would have worked to restore those fundamental principles which used to define Canada and for which Canadians had been justifiably proud. All that remains now is to hope for a more humane and compassionate successor. So, on behalf of Claire Davis, who is the author of that letter, and on behalf of Go Live TV and Corriere Canadese, I thank you for listening. Follow us on social media and stay tuned for the commentary in Italian. And thank you to Claire Davies.